Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So, for this week's episode, I want to talk about something that I think is very layered, and that is purpose. So, I'm just going to jump right in. I think we put a lot of weight on that word and we think, oh, what's my purpose in life? I'm going to help you figure that out. There is no right answer here. I think we put so much stress on like the direction of life and like we're taught at a pretty young age that you need to have it figured out because once you're 18, you're going to college. And then once you're going to college, you have to figure that out, figure out what you want to be for the rest of your life at 18. But that's not true. I have, you might want to buckle in. I have gone to school for, I'm going to try to even remember. I have several degrees. I have a degree in graphic design, elementary education. I was going to be an art teacher, so then I leaned into that. Um, and then what else do I have on him? I have my bachelor's in marketing. I was going to, um, I got halfway through my master's in communications and realized I hated it and it was stupid. No offense if you like that kind of stuff. I personally just couldn't jive with it. Then I was like, oh, I'm going to switch that master's to something with like medical coding as if I have any right. And I got a few courses in, decided that wasn't for me either. I also was a licensed esthetician, did a year of school, worked doing aesthetics for 5 or so years, did that whole thing. Then I switched to trying to use my degree in marketing, did that for a few months, didn't love it. Then I got a job in corporate housing, which is kind of like where I am now. So I have had a long list of things that I was trying out just to figure out my purpose. And I always felt like I was getting it wrong. And when things would take off, like I really loved working in aesthetics and it was so much fun for me. And I'm a girl's girl and I love makeup and all that stuff. And it just felt right. Um, but when it was time to leave, it was time to leave. And I just knew that I had outgrown it and it was time to move on. So I just am telling you this because I consider myself a successful person. I think I'm very successful in life. I think I'm filled with abundance. I am not a mega millionaire, but I think that I define myself as successful. And again, people define that any which way possible. It can be with money, it can be with family, it can be with whatever, but I define it the way you want. I just look back and I look at all the avenues that I've tried and tested, and I still felt like I wasn't figuring out my purpose. And like now I'm reaching 40, fun fact. And I still am leaning into figuring out my purpose. I don't necessarily know that I'll ever have one purpose in life. I think I maybe have had several, and that's helped me get to where I am. So, upon reflecting, I've also discovered what's helped me at this stage is writing down things that I don't like about life that directly impacts me. I'm not talking about like war in the Middle East. Nobody likes that. I don't know who does. I'm talking about things that directly impact me today, Kate. So, for example, I've talked about this in other videos, patience. I write down patience. Okay. I hate waiting in line. I cannot stand it. I hate a lot of things that I have to be patient for. Big fan of the microwave. So, patience is one of them. Love is one of them. Self love is a major theme in my life that I didn't even know I was struggling with until I really thought about pain points. Um, Acceptance, self love, presence is a huge thing that I struggle with because I, like most of us, have a problem with being on my phone. Um, don't look at my screen time. I do try really hard, and I'm making active decisions to touch grass, as I say. But it is hard and it's really challenging when you work in a position where you're kind of glued to your desk all day. So, something I am working on. But yeah, so writing these things down has helped me kind of lean into the things that I don't love and practice these things that I don't love. And through practice, I think it's helping me evolve my spirituality, my humanness, my ability to be a better person for other people and for myself. And I think that that is a way that will help you discover bits and pieces of what your purpose may be. And it can be as small as, like, I've mentioned this before, but as small as being a good neighbor. That could be someone's purpose. It could be a purpose out of several purposes. Also, being a good friend who just listens and actively listens to their friend vent about something, or someone who's being vulnerable for it, like just being trustworthy and honoring that container that you're in with that person could be a purpose. So I don't think there has to be as much weight on it as we have been taught. And it's unfortunate that we are being taught that they're, by 18, if you don't figure it out, you're going to have to go to the military or whatever they say. But it's true. And there is this, like, this nervousness, and had I known at 18 I didn't have to go to college right away, like, my life could have been different, because I wasn't ready to go to college. In fact, I was like, that's what kind of like opened up. I was meant to go to college, obviously, because like life is what it is and I'm here now. But like it really ramped up my partying. I was a hot mess. I like sold my books for like booze. Yeah, I didn't pass tests, fun fact. So I think that that was just my initial stint at college. When I came back from college, it was a little better because I lived at home with my mom again. And but anyway, um I just think that we're unfortunately set up for failure in our system because we're meant to believe that we have to have it all figured out, instead of teaching us, at a younger age, like, what is it that you actually like? Like, what do you actually enjoy doing? And, if I had my way, I'd set up schools to prepare people to lean into things that they feel passionate towards. Um, and once you figure out things that you enjoy doing, then you can kind of take it from there. And it doesn't mean you have to enjoy that for the rest of your life, because I've clearly bounced around and I'm still trying to bounce, baby. So I just am kind of here to help you and lessen the reins, because this is your human experience. This is your life. Only you know what brings you joy. And if it's like, I don't like anything, there's nothing that you like. What about eating? Do you like eating? Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, do you like food? Yeah. Okay, cool. So maybe you would be interested in learning how some of that food's prepared. So, like, that's just a way to kind of lean into things that you enjoy, and that might spark something that could snowball into something cool. Maybe not. Again, this is low pressure, just a suggestion. Um, like I said before, one of my passions is collecting seashells. Um, I do. I love it. And maybe if I leaned into that years ago, I would have discovered that I like marine biology. I'm not really sure, but this is just a suggestion to lean into things that you love, and also recognize things about yourself that you don't love and start working on those. Because once you start working on those and you start that self improvement, your eyes, your vision, your internal, internal vision is going to just change about yourself, and you're going to have more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? More of an easy time, because you're not going to be self doubting your abilities to try something new. Because I think when those voices start kicking in and they start telling you things like, oh, shells, collecting shells. Oh, real cool. Okay, Shelly. That's what I'm going to call you from now on, Shelly. Hey, Shellys, if you're out there. Anyway, those like negative words are going to kick in, and then you're going to be like, that's such a dumb idea. Why would I even try? When you start doing this self improvement, you're going to take those words and kick them in the ass, send them on their way. And then you'll start doing those things where it's like, okay, no, I can do this. I can collect shells. I like shells. What else is in the world about shells that I can learn? So even if it's something that's small, if it's something that you like, take that as a little like nudge from your guides that like lean into that, lean into things that you like. If you like collecting stamps, lean into that. Learn more about stamps, learn more about, I don't know what else that has to do with stamps. I have no idea. Licking stamps, I have no clue. But like lean into certain things that are within the circumference of the subject that you're interested in. So that's just an easy way for you to kind of figure out something that you could enjoy doing for your purpose in life. Again, that could just be a temporary thing that you lean into. This is your life, you're living it, your rules, baby. Um, I know that it's tough sometimes because college is sort of presented to us like this like big shiny toy and this is your big opportunity. Don't screw it up. But you can screw up if you're doing all that you can to continue to work on yourself. And you can't screw it up if you continue to combat those negative voices. And people are going to test you along the way and they're going to tell you that certain ideas are stupid. But if that passion is in your heart, there's nothing stupid about that. You could be a teacup collector, right? And to any Joe Schmo out there, that may be a dumb idea. What is she doing with 4,500 teacups? Well, guess what? You just opened up a museum for the most collected teacups this side of the East Coast. I don't know. But just trust that if there's passion there, if there's something that burns within you and it makes you feel good, that is your sign. No matter how wild and reckless it may sound, that is your sign. And I'm not saying open up your teacup museum today, but just lean into the thought, lean into the curiosity of this collection, lean into things that you like. If it's doodling, maybe you love doodling. Maybe take an art class and see where that takes you. If you don't start somewhere, you're never going to go anywhere, right? Like the worst decision you could ever make for yourself is not trying, not giving something a shot. What's that quote from The Office? It's like, you miss 100 shots you don't take, Wayne Gretzky. Amazing. Anyway, it's true though. Like you miss 100 shots that you don't take, and there are going to be goalies that stand in front of the net, but that doesn't mean you don't shoot to score. Amen. You just have to roll with the punches and lean into things that you enjoy and then work on yourself, constantly telling yourself good things, combating negative thoughts, doing something good for yourself, mind, body, soul. And then your purpose will eventually, and it could be several purposes. You could have so many things. You could have a basket filled with purposes, and that could be incredible. Don't stunt your own growth. Don't stomp on yourself. You are your biggest fan and you have to remember that because this is all we have. This is it, right? So, trust yourselves, lean into things that you enjoy, and you can start as small as just I like shells. I like I like doodling and see where that takes you. I liked makeup, right? I used to watch my sister, my older sister, do her makeup. I thought she was so cool because she was so cool. And I was like, I want to do that someday. I want to do it on other people. And then for a hot minute, I was giving celebrities facials and I was doing makeup and it was the best. So um, I just think like it doesn't, I, I didn't start out knowing how to do makeup either. Like, you think these brows just grow on my face like this? No, I had to learn. And it took me a couple years to learn, but I leaned into this passion because I enjoyed it. And it was something so small and it turned out to be something so big and incredible. And I'm not done with that passion either. I'm going to place it somewhere else in the future. I just know it. But I'm just trying to express that you could have gone down several different paths and you could have sidebarred so many different times, you are still a success because you believe that you're a success. And you are the only person that is going to limit yourself. So as long as you keep working, keep trusting, keep combating these negative thoughts, what you guys should all be doing every single day is starting your day out with 5 positive things that you're looking forward to, 5 positive, like affirmations, anything positive. You should be starting your day out with something positive, and you should be closing your day with something positive. Seal the deal, baby. Seal it with a kiss. Because when you're starting your day out on the right foot, your mentality is already going to change. Promise you'd see improvements. I promise within a week, if you started every day within a week, writing 5 things that you love about yourself, writing 5 things that you're looking forward to, writing 5 things about the day before that made you happy, just starting your day out on the a positive foot. And then at the end of the day, write 5 things again that fulfilled you, write 5 things that you're excited about for the next day, whatever. Keep up that cycle. Within 7 days, you will see a difference within yourself. It might be small. I'm not talking mega millions here, but it doesn't matter. It's still a difference. And that's that spark that we need to keep us going. You've got this, guys. It is within you. Trust yourselves. You are the light. You are light energy. You're God energy. You are a creator. And only you can stunt your growth. Remember, nobody else has that power. You are the power. You've got the power. Burr, burr, burr. You've got this. Trust yourselves. I'm going to keep saying that until I'm blue in the face, but that's cool because I like it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Comment below, subscribe, like, share. I'm here. I love you all. I'm so excited for our future together.